Now Summer, it has been such a treat for us having you here, working with the primary team, the whole school, the primary leadership team this week. Now you and I have had an opportunity to do a lot of work together in the past,
Yes.
and I know how fantastic everything you do is and what you bring. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing across the week and what you've noticed at BSJ.
Firstly, Andrea, this has been a brilliant week, spending so much time with brilliant people doing brilliant work. And what I've really noticed about BSJ is how articulate our learners are about learning. I've worked with Year 1 students, Year 5s and 6s, a very big primary focus this week. And that's been really extraordinary because it tells me the depth of some great teaching, learning and strategy that's happening here. What's been really nice is for us to lean a little bit further into agency, students as partners in the kinds of great initiatives that we're having, and of course in learning, and really honing our skills in design and inquiry. So working with students, teachers and leaders on that.
Now Summer, I know from the work we've done together, in terms of learner agency, you have incredible expertise in this area. You have worked with thousands of students and staff across Australia in this area. For those that don't really understand what learner agency is, or it might be a new term to some people, tell us about what learner agency is and some of the general definitions that you hear around it.
It's really interesting we talk definitions as well, Andrea, because here this week we wanted to make sure that there were lots and lots of shared understandings that came to play. So we've actually nearly got a shared understanding or definition of learner agency here at BSJ. But at its core, it's looking at how we think about power, how it is that we really design in choice, voice and responsibility. They're kind of the key ingredients to it. So it's about how learners start to really take ownership, how they really start to partner in with teachers and adults as well in their learning and their learning journey, the kinds of things that they would say that good learning looks like, feels like and sounds like. It's basically learners caring more about their learning than anyone else, and what are the deliberate things that we need to have in place and do for that to be so. Because agency is about having this autonomy, control. I want, more beautiful words of this, but I am me, I am my learning, and I am my life. And so therefore, what are the things that need to be so? It's really, really exciting because we're at this point in time around how can we actually foster that into classrooms and also the learning experience too. So it's something deliberate we do, not just something that we hope that happens.
Absolutely. And it's so fundamental for engagement, motivation, all of those things that we value so much in the classroom and beyond.
It is. And one thing that I do want to make sure that we know and that we've experienced this week, everybody has agency. Our littlest learners, our most senior executives. I mean, everybody has agency. It's what we do to empower it or disempower it. So we've been working on how we can empower it here through learning.
Love it. Summer, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been an absolute joy.
Looking forward to everything that's going to transpire from this great work.
Thank you.
So I think one of the greatest things of the many that we've done across the week, and something that we always deliberately design for, be intentional about, is the student voice components and having students, as you always say, as active partners in their learning. On Wednesday, we had a fabulous design sprint that you facilitated. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was amazing. So we had a whole of Year 5 and Year 6, 200 and something students. And what was remarkable was two purposes. We were not only really involving students in an important piece of work here at BSJ around understanding their transitions from primary school into secondary school and some of the challenges that we might be able to design in out and opportunities to design in, but it was also a really great opportunity for the teaching teams that I was working with to see some of the different kind of skills and points of facilitation in action so that we could really then start to deconstruct practice. It was a fantastic event, an event-based learning, because we wanted to have that peak experience for our 5s and 6s in really understanding what it feels like to have some creative voice in how they can partner in with certain things that happen in their school experience. It's agency in action. It was fantastic because we ended up with 2,079 ideas for how we can make the transition between schools more awesome. We're now in the process of authentically utilising what they said, what they shared with us, and the kinds of insights and ideas that we've gathered so that we can strategically fold that into our next steps here. So it kind of served 3 purposes: great experience of agentic learning for our 5s and 6s, a really great demonstration of practice for our teaching teams, and an awesome data gathering for the school as well.
And what an incredible morning it was. It definitely ticks all of those boxes.
It was fabulous.